inside and then break it, try to bounce it outside. If you're going to have some success, and not saying that it's easy, perhaps running right at Riverdale, you might get a chance to slip a tackle and pick up some yardage, but it looks like a team picture when you start wide. They've got a lot of guys out there on the flanks.
3rd and 4. Great pursuit out of the Warriors. Chad Lannon underneath. Lannon rolls right. Looks, fires, complete at the 30 for the first down. Out to the 34, near the 35-yard line. On the receiving end of that pass is Antoine Ross, a sophomore, 5'5", 145. And he hits him at the 30, and he goes out to the 34-yard line, where it will be marked for a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
That's a nice-looking play as Lebanon hits Ross out in the flat, and the Blue Devils offense churning it out a little bit here.
Well, that was a quick play, and that's what you got to have against this ball club. They are so quick and so fast. Chad Lannon. Handoff, man coming to the near side, not a lot of room, broke a tackle, got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He was almost had back at the 31, but he fights his way and gets back. That's Antoine Ross, and he gets back too. Well, he actually gained a half yard. The nose of the football out to the 35-yard line, and the Blue Devils will be looking at a 2nd down, virtually 2nd and 10.
Riverdale up front has really got some beef. Kyle Jones, Joe Moose, Dante Bell, the nose man, very quick and big. Rusty Stevens, defensive tackle. John Davis at a defensive end.
Lebanon going with 2 wideouts. Chad Lannon to the near side. Stephen Pickett wide to the right on the far side. They give it to O.J. Easter, and O.J. Easter punches his nose in there to the 35-yard line and no more. Riverdale was looking evidently for that play because, boy, did they have Easter by the time he got the football, and he stopped for no gain. It will be 3rd down now, and virtually, we'll call it 3rd down and 9.
Jerob Coggins comes into the lineup in the backfield for the Blue Devils, joins Chris Britton and Orlando Easter behind the quarterback, Chad Lanning.
Blue Devils go back to the one wide out set with Chase Lannon split near to the near side. Chad Lannon hands off to the far side to Britton. Got a little room. Turns it upfield. He's got 5. He's got 10 to the 1st down. Out over the 45. Out over the 48. Makes the 50-yard line. Good run by Chris Britton. And it's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils with the football at midfield.
Lebanon running the base play out of the wing tee, the buck sweep. They fake it inside to the fullback, give it to Britton. He's supposed to cut it inside. He did exactly that. Terry, a nice run from scrimmage.
Big run by Britton on 3rd and 9 as Britton runs it from the 35 up to the 49. A pickup of 14 and a 1st down for the Blue Devils.
They mark it at the 49 instead of the 50, so it will be 1st and 10. Blue Devil territory still. 1 yard shy of the 50. Man in motion to the near side. Hand out to Britton. Got a little room and then nothing. Boy, he got back to the line of scrimmage, and red shirts are everywhere. All over him that time. There was nobody out there leading the blocking, and Britton was all on his own, and he was covered in red.
Lebanon ran Britton in motion back this way, and then when he's behind the fullback, they snap the football. So it's just like the old ice play Lebanon used to run out of the I formation, the isolation. Brian Neighbors, the freshman, checks in at tight end for Lebanon.
Blue Devils looking at a 2nd down and 10 situation. Back to throw, rolling out to the right side. Lannon is going to be had back at the 45-yard line. Chad Lannon dropped back at the 45 looking for somebody open. There was nobody. And there was one man Lannon had to beat, but he couldn't shake him, and he is dropped for a loss. That was Donnie Ayers, the outside linebacker on that side, making the stop. He couldn't shake Ayers, and he made the tackle. A loss of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
And just as soon as Chad stepped inside of that young man, then there's another red jersey flashing right in his face. Riverdale once again with that good pursuit, and Lebanon in the I formation.
Blue Devils going with a double wideout. Lannon, handoff, 2nd man. Flags fly, coming to the near side. It turns it to the 50, the 45, over the 40, down over the 35, inside the 30, and ridden out of bounds down at the 28-yard line. But check a flag on the far side, and Tommy Bryan, you may be right. It may be holding against the Blue Devils.
Nice looking play as Lebanon ran a little tailback trap action with Antoine Ross back there at tailback. He Terry, you got some good-looking yardage there.
Tommy ran it all the way down to the Riverdale 28. That was a pickup of 27. Unfortunately, it's going to come back holding Lebanon.
Lebanon's one of their linemen caught with the hold, caught with a hand in the cookie jar, as it were, and the flag came out. So we're going to negate that nice run by Antoine Ross, the sophomore.
7 minutes to play here in the opening half. Riverdale leading the Blue Devils 3-0. Blue Devils have carried the fight to this Warrior team here in the first half and have looked good, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and have picked up some first downs. And that one was a good-looking play, but somebody was guilty of holding, and it was on the side away from the play. Blue Devils now will be looking at a 3rd and 25. Chad Lannon down the line, pitch to Bubba Ligon. Ligon comes to the near side, breaks one tackle, 40, 45, 50. Flags fly as Ligon gets it out to midfield and picks up most of the lost yardage, but a flag is down again, and let's see who this is against. If it's against the Blue Devils,
holding.
They are looking to. Now they're going to turn it around and go back against Lebanon, I think. They will. Riverdale going to decline the penalty.
Had a hold against a Lebanon wideout on the sweep play, so Bubba Ligon will once again retreat into punt formation. Deep to return for the Warriors, Marvin Smith, the tailback. 6:35 to go in the first half. Riverdale leads 3-0.
Ligon back to kick for the Blue Devils as they shift into their punt formation. Got time. Gets it out of there. Long end over end. Marvin Smith going to let it hit. Going to take a Lebanon roll. And it rolls over the 5 and barely makes it into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Almost died at the 1.
One more turn. If it could have got a little bit of backspin on it, we really would have had him hemmed up, Terry Stafford.
From the 50, it barely rolls into the end zone, so 50-yard punt by Ligon, but Riverdale taking over at their own 20. 6:15 left in the second quarter. Riverdale 3, Lebanon 0.
You're listening to this football game on WANT, FM 98.9, Lebanon, and WCOR, AM 900.
All right, Riverdale will take over at their own 20. They go with a single wide out to the wide side of the field, but to put the man in the motion across, Ted Montgomery is the motion man. The pitch goes to the tailback, Marvin Smith. On the other side, he's hit behind the line, breaks a tackle, breaks another, moves over the 20, over the 25, out to the 26, near the 27-yard line. They will mark him at the 27. Lebanon should have had that for a loss. But Marvin Smith broke 2 or 3 tackles, and Smith is not that big.
John, outstanding pursuit by the Lebanon defenders. They're in the right place.
Right, Tommy. They're just another wrap-up away from stopping that for a negative gain, and the Riverdale running back breaks through a couple of tackles and turns it into a positive.
Warriors now put 2 wideouts to the short side of the field, looking at a 2nd down and 2 situation. May want to throw here as they have a down to waste. Bankston drops back, wants to throw, looks, fires up the middle. He's got a man there, caught at the 50, 45. Lebanon had a hand on him, breaks a tackle. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Another tackle broken, still on his feet, and going to be dropped by Bubba Ligon as he crosses the 10 all the way down inside the 5-yard line. And Blue Devils with a hand on him all the way from the 40, and he goes all the way to the 5.
Poor tackling on that. Of course, he was running open. He got behind Stephen Pickett out here. Pickett got turned around, and the receiver turned at least twice. Andrell Cummings. Terry Stafford, that play went a long way.
Tommy, from their own 28, Cummings finally tackled at the Lebanon 5, a pickup of 67 yards for Riverdale.
1st and goal at the Lebanon 5. The Warriors leading 3-0 with 5 minutes to play here in the opening half, but they're knocking on the Blue Devil door seriously now. Double wide out set. Montgomery to the far side. To the near side is Larry Vergie. And Bankston in the eye, goes back to throw, wants to fire, throws across the middle, too high, and out of the reach.
They had Doug Sharp lined up at tight end, Clyde, and they brought him across the field a little Redskins type pass action. They fake to the fullback. Bankston gets it out on the corner, looks for the tight end, and Lebanon had Jarab Coggins right there with Doug Sharp. Incomplete.
Second down and goal now from the 5. Montgomery wide to the right. Vergie wide to the left. And Bankston will again make the call. Pitch back to the tailback, Marvin Smith, and he's in for the score. Smith had a hole you could have driven a trailer through on the near side. As Riverdale blew the Blue Devil defense wide open that time, and Smith really had a hole and squirts into the end zone for the score. And it's a 9-0 football game here as we are nearing halftime.
Lebanon played a little soft on the quarterback, Banks, and let him make the pitch, and the idea is to get a lot of people on the pitch man. Never got him there. John, you've got the call of this PAT attempt.
Okay, this time we got Connor Barnett in to attempt the point after. Guy Freeman will handle the snap from center. It's called for. It's back. It's down. The kick is up. It looks like it's good. It is. So with 4:37 to go in the first half of play, Lebanon's holding tough. It's 10-0 Riverdale. This sideline report is brought to you by Ron's Family Hair Design. At Ron's Family Hair Design, we appreciate each of our customers. Thank you all for a great 4 years at Ron's Family Hair Design. Ron is open Tuesday through Saturday for your convenience. Stop in and let us serve you. That's Ron's Family Hair Design on North Cumberland in Lebanon. We'll take it back to the station for this 30-second commercial break.
Welcome back. Riverdale marching 80 yards, 4 plays. Marvin Smith scoring the touchdown from a 5-yard run. Barnett kicks the extra point. 4:37 left in the second. It's 10-0 Riverdale.
Montgomery's kick, high and short this time. Thomas comes up and takes it at the 6. Back to the 10, to the 15. Thomas at the 20. Still driving on his feet over the 24, out near the 25-yard line. Thomas just lowered his head when he got hit at the 21 and took people with him out to the 25. And the Blue Devils will have it in good field position at their own 25-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Terry Stafford, the offensive guard, with the return.
Tommy takes it at the 6, returns it out to the 25, so a 19-yard return by Thomas.
And here come the Blue Devils. They'll be looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Chase Lannon goes to the far side of the field as the Blue Devils move from your right to left or south to north. Chad Lannon, the freshman quarterback, operating. Handoff, second man through, nothing. Lost a yard, back to the 24. That was Antoine Ross, and Ross gets back within a yard of the line of scrimmage, and it will be 2nd down, 11.
Lebanon in the I formation on that play. The tight end, the pro set, tight end was Neighbors. 2 split receivers on the play, and now Lebanon jumps back in the I formation once again. Easter is the fullback, Ross is the tailback.
And Lebanon goes to the 2 wideouts. Lannon near side, Pickett far side. Here's a pass complete up at the 35 and out to the 39 near the 40-yard line. Lannon to Lannon as Lannon on a little look in and hauled it in at about the 35 and squirts out near the 40, and it's another Blue Devil 1st down.
Don't be surprised to see Brian Neighbors, the freshman, get involved in this pass offense a little bit, Clyde. They like what they've seen out of Neighbors. They moved him up just this week.
So in the Blue Devil lineup on the field right now, 2 true freshmen, the tight end and the quarterback. Blue Devils go. It is 1st down and 10, and they hand it off. Here comes Bubba Ligon over the 40, keeps those feet and legs pumping and squirts up near the 43-yard line. Got about a 4-yard gain out of what was not a whole lot there. Call it it'll be 2nd down and 7.
John, in that I formation look, Lebanon looks like they're able to get some receivers in the patterns quickly.
You're right, Tommy, and good crisp pass from Lanning to Lanning across the middle. Brother Chase ran a good crisp route across the middle, made the catch, and picked up the big 1st end. That loosens up that running game.
Blue Devils now looking at a 2nd down and 7.